Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in and diving in on the experience of objectification when in a relationship with a covert narcissist. And this is one of the most puzzling aspects, I would say, with the covert narcissist. Someone who has a superior sense of self and coupled with a lack of empathy oftentimes remains very aloof, out of the picture, tends to be very withdrawing, very reticent, very sort of in the rafters, very retreating, very retiring, yet in a withholding sort of manner. So it's as if there's a barricade around this person that it makes them very non-communicative. And oftentimes it is this withdrawal of affection, attention, and personal validation, and just overall communication that can tend and be a resultant feeling of objectification by this person. So when there is a lack of empathy, empathy is the quality or state of being able to understand or resonate or get another's feelings, needs, wishes, or desires. So if one has a lack of empathy, in other words, i.e., they don't have the ability to understand this or to listen to you, to hear what you need, hear what you're saying, get where you're coming from, make you feel acknowledged, make you feel heard, validated, there's a resultant lack of that. And so the resulting lack is that of objectification, where you feel really depersonalized or objectified. So when I receive the comments from viewers, and I receive a ton of emails regarding kind of the void or separation that they feel, this sort of distance from this person, not a lot of empathy, intimacy, or communication. And that is really one of the most presenting problems that I hear about. And really it's a resultant objectification where they just feel that they are looked upon almost with an invisible eye. It's as if they're just objectifying them. So to be objectified means really to be treated or to feel like an object. And it's a very feeling of being treated in a very superficial manner. And a lot of people say, well, they never really got a chance to know me, or I never really got a chance to know them, or they didn't really get a chance to enjoy me. I think is really the ultimate thing, is that because you are not able to be attended to, or they're not able to give you the floor, give you the attention, give you the empathy, give you the support, the guidance, the affection that you need, or that's part of relationships that make them worthwhile, there tends to be feeling this gulf or this distance, and then resultant objectification, which means you don't feel like they get you on all levels. And so this oftentimes is, I think, part of the mystery or part of the concern, and it's so difficult then to fill that inner void or that inner well with being ignored. Just feeling like, rather than feeling fulfilled and filled, there's this feeling of lack of personality, or feeling validated, or feeling loved and affection on all levels. So, and this is, of course, part of this has to be your responsibility as well. But if one is constantly ignored, overlooked, not attended to, there's this resultant, basically by osmosis, or by it's like an abuse by lack. So an abuse by deficit or neglecting. And so if this has been the situation, you feel objectified, you feel that you're just kind of there on only very limited levels with this person, one-dimensional or two-dimensional or things of that nature, realize that you're going to have to give substance to your life. And furthermore, be humble enough and have the humility to acknowledge and follow up on your needs. So, and oftentimes this needs to come from a, releasing the fear, releasing the guilt, releasing the shame that comes from not being validated. So oftentimes if people have not been validated, a good life would contradict their struggle. So they've been in a struggle for this validation, this love from this person who they can't get it from. So it's like they're constantly going in an uphill battle, and the challenge just keeps getting higher and higher. It's like you keep, upward, and you don't really ever reach the mountaintop and go, I have what I'm looking for, I made it. There's this feeling of always discontent, or something is missing, and it's just like, it keeps getting steeper and steeper and steeper till a lot of people just say, I give up. We're not going to get there, or I can't get there with this person. So, if you are feeling objectified or just kind of like an object, like your emotional needs aren't really allowed to flourish or, be communicated or lived or invalidated, then you need to have the humility and humbleness to say, these are my needs and I forgive myself, but these are my God-given rights, my human rights to be listened to, acknowledged, validated, communicated with, responded to, treated with respect. These are, basic human rights, basic human needs. These are, foundational type stuff. And if you don't have that, you're always going to feel like part of you in the foundation has a crack, a crevice, a hole, and that when people try to come into your life, it's going to bottom out. So you really need to shore up that foundation and get in touch with your needs and have the humility and humbleness to realize that these are your needs and to enforce these with your boundaries, and then begin to, come from that space, basically an absence of fear, and then bring that confidence and that comfort into relationships, and then have the boundaries in place, and you'll begin to relate to people on a much stronger foundation. You'll have a stronger sense of self. I think that you are looking for, when you're kind of coming out of a narcissistic relationship where you have been violated, where you have been objectified, where you have been treated like a tool or an object or a supply, or only, nurturing for them, giving to them, supportive of them, always validating them, telling them how good they are, and you haven't received like in return. You need to begin to become comfortable with receiving that and being validated in that way, and begin to have that humbleness and humility where you're able to receive that and feel more human again, more like yourself. And as you slowly and gradually begin to focus on this and begin to come from this place and you bring that out into your relationships, your work, your church, etc., you'll begin to feel a little bit more present. And I think that is a good goal for you to realize. But if you can identify that, part of the deficit resulted in you feeling that way, say, okay, I get it now, and I'm now going to rehumanize myself and realize that this was what was missing, is kind of my emotional life, my emotional body, and I can now bring this out little by little and have this validated with people and experiment with this. Meeting new people and coming from that place to be acknowledged from, validated from, and you won't feel so objectified. You'll feel more human, but furthermore, you won't feel such a struggle to validate. You won't feel such a struggle to prove yourself. You can just be yourself and not have to prove that you're good enough to them, because I think that's the test of a good relationship. You don't always have to prove. The narcissist, constantly, they might even tell you, prove you love me, and they're not really giving you the love. They just want it only one directional. So see if this concept helps you to let go of that feeling of objectification that occurred while you were around this person, and furthermore, surround yourself with people who don't have that harsh criticism and judgment of what can you do for me. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.